Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we gotta talk about the pending war with Iran and how the U.S. might get sucked into this war with Iran. We're gonna talk about that and so much more. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, and tip to Nikki's World. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is minds.com. If you guys value your right to freedom of speech and you guys want to say stuff that would get you blocked, suspended, and deplatformed, head on over to my friends at minds.com where you guys can speak freely. Also, guys, if you guys value your right to the Second Amendment and you guys value your right to self-defense, head on over to my friends at Byrna.com. Byrna has their top-of-the-line Byrna LE, Byrna SD, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest compact launcher, guys. So if you guys value your right to the Second Amendment and you guys want to defend yourself in a less lethal manner, head on over to my friends at Byrna.com. Also, guys, if you know someone who wears adult diapers and who seriously needs to be put in adult diapers, head on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply. They have their top-of-the-line Mega Max diapers, their Supreme pull-ups, and their Eterna boosters, guys. So if you know someone out there who needs to wear adult diapers and who wears adult diapers like I do, guys, head on over to North Shore Medical Supply where they'll make sure that you guys are diapered up like I am. All right? So before we get the show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Ooh-wee, wow, that was a mouthful. Yeah, seriously, guys, that was a mouthful. And yes, guys, I am diapered up as always in my North Shore Mega Max diapers with my Eterna boosters and my onesies from Little Comforts. I'm diapered up, padded up. So let's get on with the show, shall we? As y'all know, guys, Israel has launched an attack on Iran due to the threat of Iran having a nuclear bomb. And we don't know what that report is, and I'm still trying to find that report. But all I know is they're scared that Iran is close to having a nuclear bomb, and they don't want a nuclear-armed Iran in their neighborhood. And I have to give props to the Israeli government and the Israeli Air Force. They literally shut down the Iranian airspace and basically shut down the Iranian Air Force so badly, guys, that Iran cannot muster a single fighter. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, Iran can't even fight back. They can't, guys. They're done. They're cooked. There's no way Iran can fight back against Israel. Now, saying that, the U.S. military has started sending assets into the region. We're not getting into the Iranian war unless they hit us. Let me be clear. The only way we're going to get sucked into this fight is if Iran hits one of our assets, okay? If and when they do, ladies and gentlemen, they're done. They're fucking finished. They are finito. And at the same time, Iran will be a parking lot after we're done. Because I'm telling you right now, the very second Iran decides to hit a U.S. asset in the region, it'll be their first and last shot. It'll essentially be their fucking Waterloo, because they know we got assets in the region. We got bombers in the neighborhood who basically can go to downtown Tehran and fuck them upside the head so far up that by the time all is said and done, they are finished. They are done. They are wiped off the map, and there is no way for them to ever recover ever again. That's why Donald Trump hasn't even talked to the Iranian government, because he told them a while back to say, hey, sign this deal and I'll get Israel to get off your back. But they didn't sign this deal, and now Israel has gone in and do the legwork. Okay? So you know what this means? We're just supporting Israel. We're just saying to Israel, while you're attacking Iran, we're just gonna protect your area. But the minute they hit us, game on, bitch. Game on. We're just gonna turn Iran into a damn fucking parking lot. And by the time all is said and done, they are never gonna be a country ever again. They are never gonna be able to fucking recover ever again. Because I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, Iran is not even scared of Israel. You know what they're scared of? The United States military coming to downtown Tehran and fucking them up so far upside the head by the time all said and done. Their whole entire theocracy government will be wiped off the face of the fucking damn earth. Because I will say this right now, guys. We are being slow walked into World War III. We literally are. Because Here's the thing. We have assets going to the region right now. We have fighter squadrons of F-15s, F-22s, F-35s, F-16s. We have tanker squadrons, transport squadrons going over there right now, reinforcing assets in the region, reinforcing our allies in the region. But I will say this, if Iran dares to attack our assets, it's over for them. It'll be their fucking Waterloo moment. And I will tell you this right now, it'll be all over. They will never, ever recover from this. They will never, ever survive from this. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, they will never, ever come back from this. The fact that President Trump gave them a way out of all this shit and they didn't take it means to me, guys, Iran wants a nuclear bomb that badly, and we can't let them. And I agree with President Trump. We can't let them have a nuclear bomb. Having a nuclear-armed Iran, that gives impetus for every fucking neighbor in the Middle East to have a nuclear weapon, and we can't have that. We can't, guys. To let them have a nuclear weapon and their whole ideology and philosophy is what? Death to America? No. We can't let them have that. We can't. We won't. And I say again, we will never, ever let them have a nuclear bomb. We will never. To allow Iran to have a nuclear bomb, that's basically signing our death certificate right there. Because I'm going to tell you this. Iran has proxies in the region. And you want to know who those proxies are? Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. What do you think would happen, ladies and gentlemen, if Iran decided to give a nuclear bomb to one of their proxies? What do you think would happen? We would have a nuclear nightmare that we can't fucking recover. We can't. The fact that we can't allow Iran to have a nuclear bomb is because we're afraid that if one of their proxies gets a hold of it, we're looking at World War III. We're looking at a nuclear winter that it will take centuries to recover from. It will. That's why we can't allow Iran to have it. We can't. I mean, we have a nuclear-armed India and Pakistan, but they're not saying death to America. But having a nuclear-armed Iran, that sends chills down our back. Because I tell you this, and Israel's probably scared of this, because Iran has proxies. What would happen if the Iranian government decided to give a nuclear bomb to their proxies and decided to attack Israel? What do you think the U.S. is going to say? What do you think the world is going to say? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? As I'm sitting here in my diaper and onesie and podcasting to y'all, what do you think's going to happen? Because I'm going to tell you this, guys. I'm going to tell you this. We can't have a nuclear-armed Iran. We can't, ladies and gentlemen. We simply can't. The fact of the matter is, having a nuclear-armed Iran will destabilize the region. And yes, I do agree with Israel going in, knocking Iran's air defense and military capability. But here's the thing. We need to hit their nuclear assets hard. And if I were Israel and the U.S., I'd be sending special forces teams in right now and then hitting their nuclear assets. You know what I mean? I would be sending what? Special ops teams and CIA and Mossad teams in and hitting their nuclear assets, or trying to retrieve it so they don't use it. Because if they use it in the region, not only the U.S. will get involved, tell you what, Russia and China might just drop in on it too. Because they're going to sit there and say like this, the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, it's that simple. But the fact of the matter is, guys, Iran can't have a nuke. I don't care what their philosophy, what their ideology is. Iran can't have a nuke. And the fact that Israel is tearing up Iran's military capabilities, I bet you, I'll bet you, give me 24 to 72 hours. I'll bet you Iran's military will be degraded so badly that people in Iran will rise up and overthrow their government. I'll bet you, because I'll bet you in the next 24 to 72 hours, Israel will degrade their military so badly that Iran will never be able to basically take a shot at us. But we're in the region anyway because we're sending assets there to protect our assets in the region and to send a message to Iran. Don't fuck with us, or we fuck with you so badly that by the time we're done, we're gonna turn your country into a fucking damn parking lot. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. But I will say this, guys. Iran better not touch any of our assets. Because like Donald Trump said, if they ever attack a U.S. asset in the region, it is all over for them. It is all over. They are done. They are finished. They are wiped out. They are knocked out. Because the very first time they hit a U.S. asset, it will be their first and last shot that they will ever do. Because by the time that is all over, it will be their fucking damn Waterloo. It'll be all over. It'll be all done. It'll be finito. It'll be this. It'll be that. They'll basically be a was and a were pronoun after that. Because after they hit us, we'll hit them so hard that we'll throw them back to the fucking damn Stone Age for all I fucking care. But I'll say this right now. We're just posturing because we know Iran will do something stupid. And they'll do something so stupid that'll be their first and only shot at us. And when they do, guys, they're fucked. They are fucked beyond fucked. They are so fucked that I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. And I'm going to say this fucking loud and fucking clear. Iran will be wiped off the face of the earth whenever they try to take a pot shot at us. Because we told Iran straight up, sign this nuclear deal and we'll get Israel off your back. But since they didn't want to sign a nuclear deal and they wanted to go full bore with a nuclear bomb, hey, we're just sitting back and watching the shit show and watching Iran get his ass kicked by Israel. We're just watching the shit show, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you right now, the shit show is going down as we speak. And I'm going to say this, guys. Iran better write its obituary, write its last will and testament, because I'm going to tell you this. You attacking Israel is one thing. You hit us. Give you fair warning, Iran. It'll be your first and last shot at us. And if you ever do, when we send B-2s, B-52s, and B-1 into your neighborhood, don't come crying when we're knocking your assets off the face of the earth. And on top of that, we already have, a carrier battle group in the region, and now we're sending 2 more? Iran better realize, fuck with us. And if you think you fucking Israel is bad enough, wait till we come in. And when we come in, we're going to make sure your place is a parking lot. We're going to make sure your place is wiped off the fucking face of the earth. And we're going to make sure that you don't get to have a nuclear bomb ever fucking again. We're going to make sure that all that nuclear material is wiped off the face of the damn earth and buried so damn deep that you ain't gonna, it'll take you what? 1 billion years to dig it up. Yeah. Yeah, we are. But I'll say this. Right now, Israel is going after Iran's military, degrading their military, and I give props for that. I give props for Mossad for doing what they did, man. I give props. That's their first wave of attacking Iran. That's going to be studied in every war college on the face of the earth for the next 100 years, ladies and gentlemen. That first wave of attacking Iran without putting troops on the ground, that's going to be studied by every future officer in the military around the globe. That's going to be a case study. There's going to be shit ton of papers being talked about it. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be studied for as long as I'm still alive on this third rock from the very sun. Because I'm going to tell you this, man. Every future general and officer is going to study this. Because how Iran pulled this off, okay, in the first salvo of the conflict, my God. Every general, every officer from company to field to general staff is going to study this. You're going to see every war college on the face of the earth writing dissertations, writing papers, writing research papers. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if you guys are a military buff, start digging in all the war college libraries, because they're going to start writing papers about this conflict, and you're going to see dissertations. You're going to see like arguments about this for ages. And I'm telling you right now, guys, this is going to be studied for. But I will say this, man, before we ever move on. This conflict is evolving. Trump is not going to send U.S. military forces into Iran unless Iran does something so stupid that the second they hit us is the very last thing they do, because once they do that, it'll be all over for them. Trump's posturing in the region because he's trying to send a diplomatic message to Iran saying, look, we told you to sign this nuclear deal. Signing this nuclear deal will get Israel off your back. But since they didn't want to sign it and they went full bore with trying to create a nuclear bomb, telling you, they're getting what they're getting. And if they ever dare take a pot shot at America, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to raise the stakes. We're going to say like this, fuck with us, and I guarantee we will turn your country into a fucking damn parking lot at the end of the day. It is. It is. And here's the thing, I want to say this before we ever move on, guys. You ever notice when China tells their embassy staff and their citizens in Tehran and Tel Aviv to flee and evacuate, you know shit is going to happen. Shit is going to go down. That's why I always say like this. If you're watching what's going on in real time, watch what's going on behind. Because what's going on behind is going to impact what's going on in real time. And why do you think like this also, guys? Russia and Putin decided to withdraw their support from Iran. There's some telling signs there that the Iranian regime is collapsing. And also, ladies and gentlemen, why is it that we don't hear anything from Hezbollah, Hamas, or the Houthis? Why? Why all of a sudden that they've become silent, that they've become quiet, that they've become like hidden in the background? Is it that Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis see the writing on the wall that the Iranian regime that has been backing them and funding them is about to collapse? Yeah. They see, there's some signs there, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you right now, if Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis are quiet right now, they know shit's about to go down. Shit is about to get real. And when shit gets real, ladies and gentlemen, it's all fucking over for Iran. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this right now. Iran's on its last days. For them to use the nuclear bomb as leverage, they're not going to survive. The way this conflict's going right now with Israel attacking military, nuclear, and government facilities in Iran, they're done. Just give you an example. Israel destroyed their F-14s. And they destroyed their old Cobra attack helicopters. And they destroyed their tanker fleet. Now they're going after their ballistic missiles. Iran's running out of ballistic missiles. You know what that means, guys? Iran is on its last legs. The only thing that's going to be left is what? Their troops and their naval assets? Which is what? Nothing? Which is like, yeah, bitch, please, that's nothing? Telling you, man. If the Iranian Navy ever dares to try to go after Israel, or tries to hit a U.S. naval asset in the region, oh boy, it's over. They're done. Their goose is cooked. They are finished. They are wiped off the map. And I'm telling you right now, guys, they are done. They will never survive. They will be begging for the U.S. to stop the attacks. And after we're done wiping their assets off the region, then they'll be begging for mercy. Telling you this, if I were Israel right now, I'd be hitting their nuclear assets. But the problem is, they don't have bunker busters big enough to hit their nuclear assets. We have like what? The massive ordnance penetrator, which is enough to go through their bunker and wipe them off. We have it at the ready, but we're just waiting for Iran to do something so stupid to us that it would force us to use it. And when we do, guys, it's not going to be pretty, ladies and gentlemen. It is not going to be pretty. Because the minute that we load B-2s with the massive ordnance penetrator and we use it on them, they're going to get a shock and awe experience that they're going to sit there and go, yeah, we shouldn't have fucked with the U.S. We should have signed that deal in the damn first place. Pretty much. Why do you think like this? Trump said, we know where the Iranian supreme leader is, but we're not going to hit him. Why do you think Trump said that? Because Trump has people in Iran who keep tabs on where he is. And I'm betting you for all the money in the damn world, he knows where the Iranian leader is. He knows. He's not hitting them, but he knows where they are. And I'm telling you right now, it don't take 2 + 2 to figure out that if Trump decides to say, okay, take them out, don't take much for the U.S. government to do it, ladies and gentlemen. It don't take much, but I will say this. It will take a lot. And when it does, guys, it will take a lot. It will, guys. It will. But I will say this before we move on. The situation's evolving in the Middle East. U.S. military assets are moving to the region. Okay? This situation right now can change on a dime. All right? I know people, especially the Panikians and Warhawks, want to really go to war with Iran, but we're just telling people like this. Let Israel do it first. Let Israel do it. They're doing a bang-up job. Let them do it. But I will say this. The second Iran does something so stupid and they hit us, it'll be their last thing they do. And then they'll be begging for us to stop. Because once we go in, there's no going back. There's no saying, oh, we're sorry, this and this and this. We're going to be like, bitch, you fucked us in the first place. Now you get what you deserve, okay? Now you get what you deserve. The fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to say this loud and clear, Iran is on its last legs of life. Iran is literally done. Because if they're going to use a nuke in the Middle East, and they're going to, and then if they ever try to, it'll be all over. It'll be the first and only shot, and then afterwards, they're going to be hoping that they don't get wiped off the face of the earth. Because I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, Iran could be doing something so crazy that it'll be their last act before they get wiped off the face of the earth. And I'm telling you right now, watch the news, watch the social media, because I'm going to tell you right now, Iran is cooked. They are finished. Either way, they will not survive after this. They will not. Anyway, I want to talk about what's been going on with all this leftist protests about ICE raids and all this. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You need to start being your own first responder. You really do, guys. Because I'm going to tell you, if you get caught up in an ICE raid or in an ICE protest and you have nothing to defend yourself, sucks on you. But I will say this. You need to be your own first responder. That means getting what? EMT trained, learning to carry self-defense gear, whether it's a pistol or less lethal like a Byrna, something to defend yourself. Because I'm telling you right now, the way Antifa, BLM, and the anti-ICE and No Kings retard crowd, you need to start learning to be your own first responder. You need to learn to defend yourself, because if you get caught up in an ICE riot, just because ICE does a raid on illegal immigration and they get rid of all the illegal immigrants that are wanted, that are ordered to leave, that are arrested, and then you get all these like leftists protesting, trying to stop, impede ICE and all that. You need to be your own first responder. Because I've seen those ICE raids, those protests in LA and around the country, where people have stopped traffic, like harassed people, like loot, burn, rob, and all this shit. Telling you guys right now, be your own first responder. That's why I've often said like this, guys, on my podcast show. If you guys want to defend yourself against these anti-ICE protesters, the lunatic leftists, get yourself a Byrna. Whether a Byrna LE, SD, TCR, Mission 4, or their compact launcher, guys, Get yourself a Byrna and be prepared to defend yourself. Train with it as often as you can. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when the time comes and when the situation comes, guys, you are your own first responder, because law enforcement is going to be tied up with having to deal with the anti-ICE left, trying to harass federal law enforcement from doing their job. And many of these leftists don't fucking understand that many of these illegal immigrants that are in this country are wanted criminals in their home country that fled to the United States. Many of them have Interpol red notices, ladies and gentlemen. Many of them are criminals who committed crimes in this country, but then the left wants to defend them and say, "Oh, they're immigrants in this country," and blah 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 blah. No, they're illegal immigrants. They got deported once, and then they crossed back here illegally. That in itself is a fucking crime. And the left wants to selectively enforce the laws. But Trump is all about law and order and saying, hey, the law's the law. And if you don't like it, too damn fucking bad. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, guys, is that ICE is prioritizing public safety threats, people who have deportation orders, okay? People who are wanted in their home country. And then if they inadvertently get an illegal immigrant in the process, so damn be it. But the fact of the matter is, with all these ICE riots, the left being like violent and all this, now's the time to defend yourself. Now's the time to arm up. I've told people so many times on social media, get yourself something that will defend yourself in the event that you get caught up or get confrontational with a leftist, okay? We all know with the, Tesla protests, the Elon protests, now the ICE protests and all that? And then we get lunatic leftists and Karens getting in the faces of Trump supporters and MAGA supporters saying, oh, this and this and this, and then getting in their face. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, this is where having something like a Byrna will put that lunatic leftist in that, lunatic left at a distance. At least that will be an equalizer. Because I'm going to tell you this, they hate getting shot in the balls with pepper ball. They hate getting shot in the chest with pepper and tear gas. That, my friends, is the best way to equalize the left in this country. That in itself, guys, is one way you tell the left, back off, we don't want to deal with your shit. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I carry a Byrna LE. I'm armed myself because I never know if I'm going to run into a Karen or lunatic left and all this shit. At least I can whip out my Byrna and say, back off, or you're getting shot with it. And when they get shot, it's kinetic, pepper ball, and pepper and tear gas. They're getting hit with all three, ladies and gentlemen. And when they get hit, I'm phoning the cops and saying, come clean up your mess right here. It's that simple. And plus, the good thing about having less lethal guys, and I told my pro-gun friends about this, I say this, having a pepper ball is the first line of defense. Because once they go through that, your last line of defense is your 9mm or your AR-15. It's that simple, guys. It really is. That was good coffee from my friends at Jim's Deli in town here. That is my good cup of coffee here. But I will say this, guys. I'll say this. the way the left is going right now with all these protests, riots, Antifa trying to attack government facilities and law enforcement being tied up, now's a good time to arm up, because the fact that law enforcement is tied up dealing with the left trying to attack ICE facilities, federal government facilities, and all that, now's the time, ladies and gentlemen, to be your own first responder. Is that it's time to be your own first responder, because law enforcement ain't gonna come save you fast enough. Law enforcement isn't going to come and defend you fast enough, because they're gonna probably be tied up trying to chase like ICE protesters, BLM, Antifa, you know what I mean? They're going to be tied doing that and then going after illegal immigrants. They're going to be tied up with that. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be your own first responder. You got to be your own protector. You got to be your own defender. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't defend yourself, you're cooked. Your goose is cooked, ladies and gentlemen. You might as well just be begging for mercy when the mob is coming after you, all because you got caught up in some leftist riot and protests. Yeah. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, as I've said this many, many times on my podcast show, get yourself a Byrna and get yourself something to protect yourself, okay? If you live in a blue state like I do, guys, where you have lunatic leftists all around, a Byrna is a perfect first line of defense against these lunatic leftists. But if you live in a red state where you can carry a gun, where you have strong self-defense and strong castle doctrine and strong standard ground laws, yeah, a gun is a perfect option for you to defend yourself against the lunatic left. But I live in a blue state of Connecticut here. So which means, ladies and gentlemen, a Byrna is my first line of defense when I have to fight against a lunatic left. When I have to fight against like people like Antifa, BLM, the Karens, the Kens of the world, and all that. At least with a Byrna, at least I can put them down fast enough. That way, law enforcement comes in and cleans up their mess. Yeah, pretty much that simple. But I will say this, guys. I will say this. People need to learn to defend themselves. People need to learn to be their own first responder. Because right now, law enforcement's being tied up dealing with the illegal immigration problems. Both federal, state, county, and local law enforcement is so tied up that people need to be their own first responder. People need to be able to defend themselves. And you guys need to learn how to defend yourself against these people. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Law enforcement is not going to come and save you. And like Dan Bongino said, the Marvel's Avengers is not coming to save us. We're it. We are it. We gotta do whatever it takes to defend ourselves. The Marvel's Avengers ain't coming. They're not coming to save us. So we have to save ourselves. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, take the necessary steps to defend yourself. Take whatever is necessary to protect yourself. Because when the time comes, ladies and gentlemen, and when things hit the shitter, you need to be able to protect yourself, your family, and your property when things go south. Like, for example, people who were caught up in the leftist protests in New York, they didn't have anything to protect themselves. They didn't have anything to defend themselves. But if they had something like a Byrna or less lethal ammo, like, say, the less lethal 12 gauge shotgun round, or the Byrna LE SD TCR or Mission 4, they would have had the lunatic leftists running for the hills and running back to their mama's basement. They would have, guys, because I'm gonna tell you this right now. You need something to defend yourself. You need something to protect yourself. You need something to say, hey, we need something to make sure that we can keep the left at bay, or anyone at bay. Okay, anyone for that matter. That's why you see people like me. I carry my Byrna wherever I go. I have Byrna rounds in my case. I have like extra magazines of kinetic, pepper and tear gas, because I never know. Yes, I do believe in self-defense. I do believe less lethal before lethal. Okay, guys, I do believe that, because less lethal is my first line of defense before I have to resort to lethal defense. Okay, and if I can use less lethal and that stops them cold, great. But if not, it gives me time to flee and time to get law enforcement to come in and go, here, you take care of this damn mess. Yeah, pretty much, guys. But that's why I've been a strong advocate, guys, of carrying less lethal, just so that it becomes a great equalizer. It does, guys. Because I tell you this, guys, less lethal equalizes everything. It makes the left think twice before they do something stupid. It's like the analogy. You have a pit bull or a German shepherd, people become polite and nicer to you because they know they mess with you. That German shepherd, pit bull, or Rottweiler is going to go after them, and it's all going to be all over before everything is said and done. It is. But before we end the show today, I just want to say like this, guys. You guys got to defend yourself. With the way the left is going in this country right now, the way they're acting like violent and all this shit, the way they're acting like, oh, Trump's a dictator, Trump's this and this and this, when in fact, they are doing what they're accusing you of doing. Arm up, defend yourself. Be prepared to defend yourself. Like Byrna's slogan, when the time comes, you are prepared to defend. It's that simple, guys. And I say this, guys, as someone who has a Byrna pistol and always advertised for Byrna. If you want something to defend yourself and you don't want to carry a 9mm or 45, get yourself a Byrna like I do. And that'll be a great equalizer, especially against the lunatic left. Okay? Against the lunatic leftists. Because as we have all seen online, the lunatic left can be very violent and very tyrannical. They can be, guys. And that's why I tell people, get yourself a Byrna, defend yourself, and protect yourself. Because when shit hits the fucking fan, and it always does, guys, when the time comes, you got something to protect yourself. You got something to defend yourself against. And I know the lunatic left is that violent, as we've all seen in the LA riots, and the riots in New York City, and the riots elsewhere, including Portland. We all know. And that's why, guys, it's time to defend ourselves and be prepared. Okay? Preparedness is key, and preparedness is a great way to know that if shit hits the fan, law enforcement's tied up, you need something to defend yourself. You need something that makes you an equalizer. Okay? You need something for that. And I tell people this, man. You really do. You really do. Wow. Holy cow, man. Yeah, that was a good long show for y'all. That was, man, that was. But for the last couple of minutes, I do want to talk to you about what's been going on with me and what's been going on with the show. Yes, I've been pretty much busy, with a new job, which is part-time, and transferring to another grad school because my current grad school's not accredited and accepted in my state. So I had no choice but to transfer. So yeah, it's going to be a little busy, a little hairy. I'm always going to try to podcast the show to y'all at least once or twice a week. I try to get 2 shows in for y'all, so y'all see that I'm doing my thing for you guys. So at least I try to do that for y'all, and I try to do a show as much as I can. So I've been pretty much busy. I've been pretty much there. And then on top of that, guys, I have photo shoots that I do, modeling that I have to do. So yeah, pretty much I'm kept busy. I'm pretty much solidly busy, solidly doing my thing and hoping that I stay occupied and all that. But yeah, pretty much. And then on top of that, guys, it's kayak fishing season. So I try to get out there and try to get on the lake, pond, and river. I don't tell where I go because that is considered top secret, and I don't reveal my fishing spots for fear of people coming over and overfishing my spot. So that's why I keep that like a guarded secret, and I keep that to myself and all that, and which is pretty much what it is. Okay, guys, that's why I keep that like that, and I keep that guarded. But I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this, okay? I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I will see y'all soon. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.